When Ababel basically released this particular perfume, Extreme Vanilla, I was kind of very skeptical. Why? Because I already own a bottle of Riffs Desert De Sahara. I already made a video about Riffs Desert De Sahara, telling it to be one of the best clones of Spicebomb Extreme that I own in my collection. So when Ababel basically launched this perfume, I was like, did Ababel make a suicide? Is it too late to join the party? Is it anywhere near Riffs Desert De Sahara? And in today's video, I'm going to tell you where exactly Ababel's Extreme Vanilla sits. Is it better than Riffs Desert De Sahara? Is it cloning the Viktor Rolf Spicebomb Extreme to the best way possible? What are the differences between the two? Which one should you get? Which one you should skip? And what is my overall experience with Vanilla Extreme or Extreme Vanilla from Ababel? Now, coming to the perfume, this is how the bottle looks. And this is like the perfume which is going to be a redemption perfume launching from the house of Ababel after their fiasco with Roses and Thorns. Roses and Thorns as a standalone perfume was absolutely wonderful. What a blend. But what a pathetic launch that was. I also made a video kind of bashing the perfume launch because I really wanted the perfume to succeed. Anything which is launched from the house of Ababel, they do not launch anything hastily. There is a lot of thought that goes into the perfumes, right? They are very well blended, they are very sophisticated. So why make that fiasco with the launch? Thankfully, this time in the Extreme Vanilla launch, they made all those things. They amended everything. The bottle, when they launched Roses and Thorns, the edges were kind of sharp. The bottle was like super glossy, but at the same time, it was uncomfortable to hold. The edges kind of, hurt the hand. They have fixed it with Extreme Vanilla. Still the same magnetic cap, the same very good pressurized, controlled atomizer. But this time they are going against one of my very recent favorites, Riffs Desert De Sahara, with a very good pressurized atomizer as well. And this is also trying to clone the ever popular Viktor Rolf Spicebomb Extreme, and this is a decant that I got from Sentira, but I never got a full bottle. Reason: the OG Spicebomb Extreme sells for like 5,000 rupees for a 50 ml, and the perfume has got pathetic projection and longevity. 4 to 5 hours that perfume barely lasts, and I was like, no, I don't want to spend like 5,000 rupees on this particular perfume, rather I will get some clones. I was very optimistic about the clone houses. Somebody will figure something out. And luckily, when Riffs launched Desert De Sahara, I was really happy. But where does this particular perfume stand? That is what we are going to talk about today. So in terms of the bottle presentation, I already told you, great bottle presentation, pricing around 999 for a 50 ml. But the point is, which perfume should you be getting? All I can say in the very beginning of this video is like, get any of these two, you won't regret it, but just don't get the OG. I really don't get the point of spending 5,000 for a 50 ml, my personal opinion. As a consumer, I am saying this 50 ml, 5,000 at least should have performed better. And the OG has got some alcoholic blast weirdly, in my case. The clones don't. Now, let me come to how these two perfumes smells. Is there similarity? Is there any dissimilarity? And what are the dissimilarities if there are any? So let's consider, let's take Viktor Rolf Spicebomb Extreme as the baseline. Let's take this as the baseline, okay? Now, at the top, if you consider more sweetness, more amping up of the performance and projection and everything, you get Riffs Desert De Sahara. This is more sweeter, more vanillic, more citrusy. So that's Riffs Desert De Sahara. But what it certainly lacks is the spices in the spice bomb. Okay. This is more vanilla heavy. This is more citrusy heavy. Although the notes do not say it's citruses, but the moment you spray the perfume, the opening has got tons of citruses. It makes the opening a tad bit different from the OG Spicebomb Extreme in my opinion. Also, the note of tobacco over here is very nuanced. The note of spices are very nuanced over here in case of Desert De Sahara. And if this is the baseline of Viktor Rolf Spicebomb Extreme, this is where Vanilla Extreme lies. Just the opposite end. Here, although the name says Extreme Vanilla, here the vanilla is not very sweet. The note of vanilla is very evident from the get-go, but it's not sweet, which I personally liked. I really don't like overly sweet perfumes. Somehow, they managed to get this right. This focuses more on the spices, the tobacco, and then comes the sweetness. In here, there is not much of a citrusiness or the one that I was talking about over here. This feels more citrusy, very citrus heavy, like orange, kind of a sweet orange-like note. Here, that is completely missing. Over here, this is mostly the spices that are coming out really well. Very well blended spices, by the way, refreshing spices, not the pungent spice market like smell. Okay, it's a very refreshing, uplifting, spicy perfume. Along with that, you get the nuanced vanilla and the tobacco. Over here, you can say the spices, the tobaccos are like over here, and then there is an underlying layer of vanilla with tad bit of sweetness. On the other hand, in case of Riffs Desert De Sahara, there is citrusiness, there is sweetness, and then there is an underlying layer of spiciness and tobacco. So these are like the polar opposites of the same coin. One is a heads and one is a tails. It's kind of like that. This sweeter, citrusy, less spicy, less tobacco-ish. This more spicy, more tobacco, less sweeter, but still with the vanillic note. That's the difference. So depending on who you are and what kind of scent profile you prefer, in the same realm of perfume, you can go with any one of them and you will not be disappointed. And that is the best part, okay? In my personal opinion, I would kind of tend to use both of these, but in different setup. If I'm going to an office or a corporate setup or a date where I want the perfume to be noticed, but not shout or announce itself. It should be there with me, should linger onto my skin or clothes, but will not announce itself. It needs to be something which is not going to choke anybody out. In that case, I would prefer Extreme Vanilla. Similarly, if I'm going to a wedding or I'm going to a party and I want to announce myself in the crowd, it needs to create a very heavy sillage, a bigger scent bubble around me. This will create a sillage or a scent bubble around you, but it will be a very close proximity sillage. This, on the other hand, will create a bigger scent trail around you or a scent bubble around you, will announce itself over there because the notes are kind of heavy and a bit more sweet. So it kind of, catches the nostrils of the others, or you can say the olfactory system of others are engaged a bit earlier compared to Extreme Vanilla, and that is where Riffs Desert De Sahara will shine. So if in case you want to announce yourself, you want something which is on your face, stronger, sweeter, Riffs Desert De Sahara. You want something a bit more intimate, personal, sophisticated, close proximity, or will not announce itself, Extreme Vanilla is the one that you should go for. So there is no winner over here. It completely depends on the taste. I would rather apply this more than this because most of the time the sweetness can be overpowering, but at the same time I know the specific use cases where this will shine through. A wedding, 100%. Gathering of friends where large number of crowds would be there, this will shine. Party, clubbing, this would be there. Office, this. Dates, this. Casual, gathering, this. So as a perfume reviewer, it's kind of very hard for me to choose between the two, but I know the exact setups where I will be using these two perfumes. Now you be the judge and you figure it out where you would want them to be, because at the end of the day, I don't really think that you need two different perfumes for the same DNA, right? So depending on your use case, you can select any one of them and you will not be disappointed. But both of them are far more better than this. This is Viktor Rolf Spicebomb Extreme, which is kind of like dead. Not create a scent trail, not create a strong projection. I don't know what to say about this particular perfume. I am happy to get a decan and not a full bottle. Now, in terms of the performance and projection, here is a different story between the two as well. Projection wise, this projects, both of them projects kind of similar. This will do a bit more because of the notes or the note structure. This will project for around 1.5 to 1.4, like 1.5 hours. Easily this is going to project. This on the other hand will project for around an hour. So you're getting more projection over here. This is also more strong. This is stronger in projection. This is kind of moderate in projection. So in terms of the projection department, Riffs Desert De Sahara will take the cake any day, that is for sure. But in terms of the longevity, both of them are similar. 6 to 7 hours, this both will linger onto the clothes without any issue. So in terms of the longevity, both are equal. There is no winner or loser over here. But yeah, certainly in terms of the projection, Riffs Desert De Sahara projects a bit more stronger. That is there. But where this particular perfume shines is in the value for money category. Why? Because this has got a nifty little trick up its sleeve. While Riffs Desert De Sahara is selling for around 17 to 1800 rupees across popular websites as of now, although I bought mine from Myntra because at that point in time it was available only over there, and through some card discount I still got it below 2000 rupees. Now this on the other hand is 999 for a 50 ml. So technically this is 2000 rupees for 100 ml. So in terms of the head-to-head 100 ml comparison, this is like 200 rupees cheaper than this. But the nifty little trick that this has is this is available in 50 ml bottle. Desert De Sahara is not. So if in case you only have a budget of like 1000 rupees, you want a very high quality blend of a Spicebomb Extreme alternative, the only option that I can see as of now is Extreme Vanilla. At 1000 rupees for a 50 ml, I don't really see anything beating this particular perfume in the price to value to scent profile, everything that it kind of provides and delivers. And blend quality, chef's kiss. And if in case I have to give you one final verdict between these two perfumes and the OG, I have got one Layman representation. Imagine your favorite song, okay? And you imagine that song in acoustic version, just where the guitar is playing, you know? That's kind of the OG Spicebomb Extreme, which is like the bass line. Add a bit of drums, a bit of electric guitar into the mix, and you get this. This is kind of the, you know, the rock version of OG Spicebomb Extreme. Now add a bit more reprise version, add some reverb, add some different flares into the mix, make it a bit more sophisticated, and you get Extreme Vanilla. So the same song, one is a bass line and two are the other kind of remix or reprise version of that particular song. So in terms of your preference, go with any one of them and you will not be disappointed. Both of them are 8 out of 10 for me because the use cases are different. So I can't really pick a winner for you, but certainly for me, these two both are winners, just that I will be using them in different setups. Like for an example, I can wear this to the gym. I cannot wear this to the gym. I can wear this to the wedding. I cannot wear this to the wedding. So you get the point, right? So you make the choice. And if in case you have any queries or concerns about any perfumes that we discussed today, or any perfume for that matter, use the comment section, or you can connect with me via Instagram, which is Saga Online, and I will try my best to answer all your queries as soon as possible. So with that, this is Deep signing off. I'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye-bye.